How to stop procrastination? Now, procrastination is one thing that is dealing with so many persons. I mean, it's possible that this is one thing you have been grappling with. So today we're going to be looking at how do you deal with it? How do you solve that problem? You have things that need to be done, but you keep delaying them, keep shifting the dates, you keep finding a reason why you cannot take that action, something that you know is urgent, you can do it, but why are you shifting it? Why are you delaying that thing? This is October, and very soon the year will end. It's possible there's something you say you are going to do when you were entering this year, by January when you enter 2024. But up to this moment, you have not taken any action. Why? Procrastination. Very deadly, very dangerous, has made so many persons to live below themselves, right? So how do you deal with procrastination? Number one is start small. Now, for most people, what causes procrastination is that they are overwhelmed. You look at a task to be done, they get scared. They are overwhelmed by, okay, so where do I start from? How do I start? So that makes them not to take any action. So learning to start small is one way to deal with procrastination. Now, it's like you want to run 1,000,000 kilometers. Every single step matters. So if you take one step, it's 1,000,000 minus one step. Do you understand? If you're going to make a particular amount, 1 naira saved will reduce that amount. So starting small is one way to deal with procrastination. So whatever task you have before you, and you're asking yourself, how do I get this done? Or you have been delaying it, procrastinating it because you don't know where to start. Start small. Start small. That means you have to break down that particular assignment into smaller tasks. Break it down into smaller tasks. Let's say I plan to write a book. It's a big task. So writing a book, where do I start from? To write a book, right? If you're looking at it, I want to write a book. It's so big, it's so gigantic that you don't even know where to start from. But let's say we start from, okay, if I'm going to write a book, what are the components? Number one is that I must have a title for the book. That means the book will have a title. What is it going to be talking about? Right? Then when I have a title, I must have table of contents. So what will form the table of content of the book? What and what will form the table of content? Right? Before I will now, okay, start dealing with what's it called now, the chapters. Before I start dealing with the content of each chapter. So maybe we'll just start from, okay, let me brainstorm on the title of the book. Since I have so many things running through my brain, I don't know which one to choose. Let me first of all brainstorm, okay, the first task. So let's say this week. You may not even say today. They say this week, right? These 7 days, I'm going to brainstorm on the title of my book. So by the end of the 7th day, I must have a title for this book. That's done, number one. Number two, for the next 14 days, I'm going to come up with the chapters. How many chapters is the book going to have? So I will break them. Let's say I'm going to have 5 or 6 chapters, and I have the broad name for all the chapters. Before I now come up with the content of the chapters. What am I going to be addressing? How many other sub chapters, sub topics am I going to be dealing with inside the chapters? So I can say, okay, for the next 14 days, I'll come up with the chapters and the subtopics. Then I enter another week. For the next 1 week, I'm going to pick one of the subtopics and I will address it. If you do it like that, within the next 3 months, your book will be ready. Because why? You've broken them down into smaller chunks that you can deal with. So you are taking them small. Just like you want to eat elephant. How do you eat an elephant? Small. You cut small pieces. But you look at the elephant as a whole elephant, it's very difficult to eat the elephant. So small. Number three is some people know how to start, but they don't know how to finish. So every day they are starting something. Whenever you see them, they have something new they just started. I'm sure you met people like that. Every day they are starting something new. So don't be that person that always starts something and never finish. When you start something, finish it. So the next point, number three, is finish one task before starting another one. For instance, like the book example I gave. Let's say I've said, okay, I need to define the title, I need to come up with the chapters, and the content of the chapters, instead of coming up with the title. I'm still working on the title. I've jumped to the chapters. I've not finished the chapters. I'm going to the subtopics. I've not finished the subtopics. I've started writing, so that's confusion. So what do? Finish one task before proceeding to another task. That way you will see your progress. And that's why you are disciplined to be able to complete your task. That's because you have defined that, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and you've given it a time. You focus on finishing that one first before moving to the next step. If you do it that way, procrastination will die a natural death. The next point is distraction. You have to deal with distractions. And there's so much distractions today. So much distractions that if you are not disciplined, you are not going to get anything done. Before you do anything, notifications are popping up on your phone. Calls are coming in. Somebody just walked in. So there are so much distraction. So sometimes for you to be able to achieve your task, you need to discipline yourself to put your phone on. In fact, switch off your phone. Sometimes you need to exit social media for like 1 week, 1 month to get some things done. If not, you're not going to get anything done unless your work, your primary duty is on social media. Even if your primary duty is on social media, you're still going to discipline yourself to know what time you need to go in, do your work, and exit, right? Because you're not a security guard that's watching the camera. You have to be there 247. No, you can say, okay, every day from so time to so time, I will go in, post what I need to post. From so time to so time, I will go in, answer the comments, reply to the messages. So it's not that you're going to be there 247. No. If you do that, you're not going to achieve anything. All right. So you're going to deal with distraction. Distraction from online, distraction from offline, distraction from yourself. Because some of us, we are the one distracting ourselves. Some people cannot just stay and think and meditate and imagine. They're always looking for something to distract themselves. If they're not going to the TV to watch useless shows, they are calling one friend to discuss nonsense, or they're just looking for a way to distract themselves. So distraction comes from online, offline, and from yourself. So make sure to deal with these distractions if you're ever going to deal with procrastination. All right? Finally, number 5 is celebrate your little progress or success, as the case may be. So when you have finished dealing with one task and you succeed, celebrate yourself. For instance, in 1 week, you were able to come up with the title of your book. Celebrate it. That's something beautiful, right? In fact, you can share it with a close friend, somebody who is like your accountability partner, somebody who helps you, to be sure you're on the right lane. Maybe your mentor, somebody. So that progress will spur you to go to the next phase, right? The celebration is not that you should celebrate and sit down, or celebrate and relax and go back to where you're coming from. No, the celebration is to motivate you to go ahead and take the next phase. Remember, you broke them down, so you already know the next one, right? So celebrate your little wins, your little successes, your little progress. If you follow these simple steps I have outlined, you're going to overcome procrastination. So what are you procrastinating today? What is that thing that you've been putting off? Even though it's necessary, even though you can do it, even though there's no reason why that thing should wait till tomorrow. There's no reason, in fact, why that should wait till the next hour. You have everything at your disposal to be able to do it. What do? Follow the steps. Go ahead and break it down into pieces and take the first chunk. Small. Have a clear plan. The clear plan of how you are going to go about doing it after breaking them down, right? Follow your plan. And of course, finish each step. Finish each step. Don't jump any step. Once you break them down into smaller bits, design a clear plan of how you're going to do it. And that plan can be from this so number of days, I'm going to deal with this. This number of days, I'm going to deal with this. Or from so time to so time, this is what I'm going to do. Once you set out that plan, follow your plan and finish each task before starting another one. And as you do that, make sure you don't allow any distraction. Of course, as you make progress, celebrate yourself and you see yourself making lots of progress. And of course, before the end of the year, something new will happen, right? So I'm sure you found value in the video. As always, if you have, remember to like and share the video. And of course, if you're here to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you always get it fresh. I'll see you again in another exciting video.